Love and loyalty, betrayal and justice. In a city where shadows stretch long and secrets run deep, one detective stands at the crossroads of duty and desire. This is a story of choices, the kind that can break a man or set him free. The city hums beyond the vast windows of Ben Carter's luxurious penthouse. A British immigrant who built his empire in Mumbai, Ben was a businessman known for his sharp dealings and dangerous connections. A single gunshot shatters the silence. Ben slumps to the floor, lifeless. The room is untouched. No signs of struggle, no forced entry. A perfect crime. A shadowy figure steps back into the darkness. The gun slipping from their gloved hand. The door clicks shut. Silence returns. Detective Rahul Malhotra stands beneath the flickering street lamp, cigarette smoke curling into the damp night air. Rahul is a seasoned detective, known for his relentless pursuit of justice. His sharp intuition and refusal to bow to power make him both respected and feared. His mind churns through the details of the case. Ben Carter, dead. The prime suspect, Maya Carter, his wife. Maya Carter sits across from Rahul, unshaken. A high-profile lawyer from an affluent family, Maya built a reputation for defending the city's elite. Fiercely intelligent and always in control, she knows the law better than anyone. Their eyes lock. A dangerous tension simmers between them. Rahul had dealt with criminals, liars, and manipulators, but Maya was something else entirely. There was an enigma to her, layers he couldn't yet understand. She wasn't just a suspect, she was a puzzle. A force of nature wrapped in elegance and sharp intellect. He should have been wary, but instead he found himself drawn to her. The way she moved, the confidence in her gaze, it unsettled him more than he cared to admit. "If I killed my husband, detective," she murmurs, a sly smirk playing on her lips, "you wouldn't have caught me this easily." Rahul leans in, his voice barely above a whisper. "I don't think you did this alone, but I think you know who did." Maya's fingers tap against the steel table, measured, controlled. "Careful, Rahul. Some truths aren't meant to be uncovered." And despite everything, despite his better judgment, Rahul can't shake the feeling that he wants to uncover every single one of hers. Rahul pores over case files, the dim light casting long shadows. A knock at the door startles him. It's Inspector Ali, his closest ally. Ali is a street-smart officer with a history of uncovering corruption. His loyalty to Rahul runs deep, but even he knows this case is dangerous. Ali hands him a folder. "Security footage was wiped. Someone powerful doesn't want us solving this." Rahul flips through the documents. A Polaroid falls out. Maya and Dev Khanna, her father, meeting in secret the night of the murder. But still that doesn't say anything. He needs to find more evidence. Maya stands at the window, watching the rain streak down the glass. Her phone buzzes. A message from an anonymous number. "You've made your choice? Don't regret it." Maya swallows hard. Her reflection in the glass looks like a stranger. Rahul meets Ali near the water's edge. A lifeless body is hidden beneath crates. A security guard from Ben's building. The body is cold, but the blood is fresh. Ali kneels beside him. He knew something. Rahul exhales sharply. And now he's dead because of it. Detective Rahul Malhotra leans over his desk, the dim glow of a desk lamp casting sharp shadows across the scattered case files. A name keeps echoing in his mind. Maya Carter. He holds up the Polaroid. A single Polaroid of Maya, speaking with Dev Khanna. Timestamp, the night of Ben's murder. He clenches his jaw. A deep breath. Inspector Ali enters, dropping a new report onto Rahul's desk. His voice is low. Forensics confirmed it. No fingerprints on the gun. But they did find traces of someone else's DNA on Ben Carter's cuff. Rahul picks up the report, a new thread to pull. But before he can follow it, another name enters the room. Maya Carter. She steps in, poised, controlled, exuding an effortless confidence that's almost infuriating. She meets Rahul's gaze, unreadable. "You called for me, detective." Maya sits across from Rahul, her posture composed, her eyes sharp. The tension between them thickens as he slides a photograph toward her. A grainy still from the recovered security footage. Ben Carter arguing with a man in a dimly lit bar. The timestamp, 2 nights before the murder. Who is he? Rahul's voice is even, measured. Maya's eyes flicker. A second too long, then she leans back, unfazed. "You expect me to know every man my husband argued with?" Rahul studies her, searching for cracks. There are none. "Funny, because this man, he was found dead this morning. A bullet to the head, execution style?" Maya doesn't flinch, but the subtle tightening of her fingers tells him everything he needs to know. She exhales, tilting her head. "You're wasting your time on the wrong suspect, detective." Rahul leans in, his voice lower, charged. "Am I?" Maya pours herself a drink, but the ice clinks against the glass a little too loudly. Her father's voice echoes in her head. Dev Khanna had warned her, if Ben found out the truth, he would destroy everything. But she hadn't expected it to come to this. Her phone buzzes. A blocked number. She hesitates, then answers. "You've been seen with the detective." The voice is smooth, authoritative. Her grip tightens on the glass. "I can handle it." A low chuckle. "Good, because if you don't, I will." Maya ends the call. Her reflection in the glass stares back at her. Is she still in control, or has she already lost it? Some instincts can't be ignored, and some people refuse to be left alone. Rahul turns when he hears footsteps behind him. Maya stands at the edge of the dimly lit street, arms crossed, unreadable. "You're making mistakes, detective." He steps closer, challenging. "So tell me where I should be looking." The space between them shrinks. The air crackles. Maya exhales, barely above a whisper. Sometimes the truth is the most dangerous thing you can find. She turns, walking away. Rahul watches her disappear into the night, his pulse unsteady. Rahul studies her, searching for deception. But all he finds is something more dangerous, something he's not ready to name. He should stop, he should let her go, but he won't. He can't. Maya slips out of her wet coat, tossing it aside. Her hands tremble slightly as she pours herself a drink. Dev Khanna's warning still rings in her ears. Her phone buzzes. A message flashes on the screen. "You're running out of time." Her jaw tightens. She erases the message, gripping the glass tighter. Rahul walks alone, deep in thought. Footsteps echo behind him. He turns quickly, too late. A masked figure lunges from the shadows. A blade flashes under the streetlights. Rahul barely dodges, countering with a swift punch. The attacker stumbles but recovers fast. A second attacker emerges. Rahul fights hard, but he's outnumbered. A brutal punch sends him crashing against a wall. The last thing he sees before blacking out is a figure watching from the end of the alley. Rahul wakes up, his head pounding. He's tied to a chair in a dark room. A man steps forward, half his face hidden in the shadows. "Detective Malhotra," the man says smoothly. "You keep looking where you shouldn't." Rahul spits blood, smirking. "And yet, here I am." The man chuckles, stepping closer. Curiosity gets people killed. He lifts Rahul's phone, scrolling through his recent calls. "Interesting," the man murmurs. "You've been speaking to Maya Carter a lot." Rahul stiffens. "I wonder what she sees in you." A fist slams into Rahul's stomach, cutting off his reply. Maya paces, checking her phone. No calls from Rahul. That's unusual. Her gut twists. Something's wrong. She grabs her keys and heads for the door. Rahul grits his teeth as another hit lands. The masked man steps back, shaking his head. "Enough," a voice orders from the shadows. The masked man stops instantly. Rahul looks up, blood trickling down his lip. Dev Khanna steps into the light. "Let him go," Dev says, voice calm. The attackers hesitate but obey. Rahul collapses to the floor, catching his breath. "Consider this a warning," Dev adds. "Stay out of things you don't understand." Rahul laughs darkly. "You think I'm afraid of you?" Dev smirks. But you should be afraid for her." The weight of the words hits harder than any punch. Rahul's expression shifts. He knows exactly who Dev is talking about. Rahul stumbles into his apartment, bruised but alive. Maya is already there, waiting. Her eyes widen when she sees his injuries. "What happened?" she asks, stepping forward. She reaches out, but he pulls back. "You tell me," Rahul snaps, "because your father just had me beaten to a pulp." Maya freezes. A crack forms in her usual composure. Dev wouldn't... She stops herself because they both know he would. "Tell me the truth, Maya," Rahul demands, his voice raw. Maya pours herself a drink, but doesn't take a sip. Dev's words echo in her mind. "It's done." She opens her laptop, hesitates, then types a message. "Rahul, meet me. Midnight. You deserve the truth." She presses send. A sharp knock on her door startles her. Dev steps in, uninvited. "Are you having second thoughts, Maya?" he asks, voice smooth but threatening. Maya meets his gaze, masking her fear. "I did what I had to." Dev smiles. "Good. Then let's make sure Rahul doesn't live long enough to regret digging too deep." Maya clenches her fists, her stomach twisting. Rahul arrives at the bridge, scanning the empty road. Maya emerges from the shadows, her face unreadable. She hands him a small worn notebook. "Everything you need to take down Dev." Rahul opens it, flipping through pages of transactions, names, evidence, but his gaze never leaves Maya. "Why are you giving me this?" Maya steps closer, rain beginning to fall around them. "Because I made the wrong choice once. I won't do it again." Their eyes lock, intense, desperate, filled with everything unsaid. The tension crackles like electricity. Then, gunshots. Tires screech, headlights flood the bridge. Maya shoves Rahul just as bullets tear through the air. He rolls behind a concrete barrier, pulling his gun. Men in black suits step out of cars. Dev's men, and at the centre, Dev Khanna himself, calm, collected. Rahul returns fire as Maya ducks behind a car. Ali's voice crackles through his earpiece. Backup is 5 minutes out. Maya looks at Dev. You set me up. Dev smirks. You set yourself up the moment you let yourself feel. Maya grits her teeth. She grabs a discarded gun and turns, firing at Dev's men. Rahul sees her choice, and in that moment, he trusts her. The fight is brutal. One by one, Dev's men fall, but Dev himself escapes into his car, speeding off into the night. Maya is arrested. Ali stands beside Rahul. Someone sold her out, Ali mutters. Gave the police just enough evidence to take her down. Rahul stares through the glass, watching Maya, because I was getting too close. He enters the room, sitting across from her. His eyes burn with something deeper than duty, betrayal, confusion, and something else he won't admit. He leans forward. Why did you do it, Maya? Why did you have to kill Ben? Maya's jaw tightens. She looks down, then meets his gaze with fierce determination. Because he was going to destroy everything my father built. Rahul, our world isn't just black and white. It's survival. You don't understand what it takes to protect an empire like my father's. Rahul clenches his fists. You think I don't know what survival means? Maya's voice softens, but her conviction remains. No, Rahul. You think in justice, in law, in right and wrong. But for people like us, justice is just another weapon. Ben had evidence that could ruin my family, drag us into the dirt. My father spent decades building our empire, making the right alliances, knowing the right secrets. Ben wanted to burn it to the ground. Rahul exhales, his mind reeling. You didn't just kill Ben, you made a choice to protect your world at any cost. Maya sits in a dark, damp cell. Her power, her influence, gone. She is nothing but another prisoner now. She whispers to herself, I did what I had to. Didn't I? Tears prick her eyes, but she blinks them away. Regret is weakness, and yet, as she presses her head against the cold metal bar, she can't escape the gnawing truth. Maybe she had always been doomed. Rahul storms inside, gun drawn. Dev smirks from behind his desk, sipping whiskey. You think this changes anything? Dev taunts. Rahul's voice is raw with fury and betrayal. You let her rot in a cell while you walked free. Dev chuckles. She knew the rules of the game, Rahul. She made her move, and she lost. A muscle in Rahul's jaw twitches. She trusted you, and you sacrificed her like a pawn. A fight breaks out, brutal, unrelenting. Rahul's punches land with the weight of every moment of betrayal. Dev fights back, but Rahul is relentless, fueled by rage and regret. Rahul overpowers Dev, pinning him against the wall. This is for Maya, Rahul growls before pulling the trigger. A single shot, Dev crumples to the floor. Justice, revenge, Rahul can no longer tell the difference. Rahul quits the force, walks away from everything, the job, the case, Maya. 6 months later, in a dimly lit cafe, he reads the newspaper. The headline, Dev Khanna's case remains unsolved. Rahul exhales. Some ghosts never fade. Some sins never wash away. Justice is not always about truth. The law doesn't always serve justice. Sometimes it serves those who wield the most power. Maya killed to protect her father's empire, and in the end, Dev escaped judgment while she took the fall. Even Rahul, a man of justice, had to take matters into his own hands, realising that the system itself was flawed. Love is not always enough. Rahul and Maya shared something real, but their worlds were fundamentally different. Love alone couldn't bridge the gap between morality and survival. Maya made choices based on loyalty to her family, and Rahul made choices based on his sense of right and wrong. In the end, their love became another casualty of the war between power and justice. Power dictates who wins. Dev, despite being the mastermind, walked free because he knew how to play the game. Maya, despite doing everything for her family, ended up in prison. Rahul, despite wanting to do the right thing, had to resort to vengeance. It's a world where power is the true currency, and survival comes at a cost.